Hey KYCC, it is my pleasure today to introduce you to Papersave. Papersave is our payment requisition and credit card charge workflow processing system, and it's also a document management, really robust application that's going to do a lot of great things for us. So this is how you're going to get your financial documents to your manager for approval, from the manager to a signer for a second approval, and then on to myself and Miss Yoon for processing. So let's jump right in. Before we jump into Papersave, though, I want to do a quick demonstration on how to combine two PDFs. Say you scan a document at your network scanner, you have a receipt, and then you scan a second receipt. Then you have two PDFs, and you need to combine them together. It's very simple. Let's open up this document here. We have a invoice here, and I'm just going to add a second page. Let's make this a little bit better. Okay, go to Tools, Insert from File. I'm going to choose the second document, put it after the last page, hit OK, and then we have a second page here. Okay, that is very simple. I'm going to save this, and let's jump into Papersave. First thing you want to do in Papersave is make sure you are on the correct workflow step. So there are 3 steps in Papersave. The first step is called coding. Coding is Papersave lingo for the first submission step. So you have an invoice, you need to get into Papersave. You need to go here to filter and make sure you're in the coding step. Okay? Hit go. We don't have any invoices here. So let's add an invoice. You do that by dragging the invoice to this folder here. Everyone on your desktops, you should have a Papersave workflow application, and a Papersave PS shortcut with your name in here. Go ahead and ignore. You might have Papersave scan. Just ignore that. You need Papersave workflow. So you want to take your invoice and just drag it into the shortcut. Then it's going to show up in the workflow. I opened it for the second time. Let's close this. Go away. Okay. If it's not here, just go ahead and hit refresh. If you're on the filter page, it should show up right here. Okay, so we have our invoice in the system. Let's take a quick look around Papersave. Get used to the interface. You have your basic viewing tools along the top here. This is the Home tab. Here's the filter, you got the Home tab, refresh buttons here, print, save, email, delete, save changes, annotation. I don't know why you would use this, but if you do want to use it for whatever reason, you're feeling super creative, you want to annoy your supervisor, whatever it is, you can do all types of annotations. Just for an example, I'll show you the draft stamp. I hit stamp here, I chose the stamp here, I hit stamp here, and boom, now it's a stamp. Alright, I want to change this view. Fit visible. Yeah, that looks better to me. Okay, actions and navigation. You will not need any of this. You might want to change the page here, but you can just click it on the left side. So you don't even need this. Don't add pages from file from this button. You want to add all your pages into Papersave from the workflow. Combine them in Acrobat, and then just throw them into the workflow from there. Alright, you don't want to use any of these options. There's a couple things in here that we need to hit on. The first one is workflow user. Workflow user is very important. If you are a supervisor, okay, I'm sorry, let me step back. Notification style. You get notifications. If you're an approver, you get a notification if someone submits a document for you to approve. If you are only a coder and not an approver, you get a notification if your approver rejects your document back to you. Okay, so if you're an approver, you don't want to be getting emails all throughout the day. So you want to go in here and change the notification style to in-group. This combines all the notifications into one email per day. We have it set out to go at noon. So go ahead and change this to in-group. If you're a coder, though, just put it per item so you can just get the notifications as they come in. All right, I'm gonna put both for myself. If you want to set a profile picture, go ahead. Be my guest. Next is out of office. If you're going to be out of office and you're an approver, make sure you throw up an out of office sign. Tell us when you're going to be returning. Also, you need to designate another owner. So anything that's going to go to you, send it on to someone else so that things don't get stuck in the system. All right, put a little message, hit update. I'm going to close it out. So that's workflow user, very important. Second important aspect in options is change owner. Change owner is only if you want to give this document away for someone else to code or someone else to take care of. If you're an approver, if a coder sent you a document and you're like, I don't know anything about this invoice, I need to send it to someone else for approval, you can come here and change the owner. Okay, just go in here and choose the owner. Third thing here is template. If you have an invoice or a credit card charge that you are constantly filling out every month or every week or whatever on a regular basis, and you don't want to go in here and fill out all these fields every time, you just want to save it, you can go in here and fill them out and then add current profile as template. Then you can come in here and fill out that template with a click of a button later on. Okay, I think that's everything here. Okay, help. If you need help, go there. All right, we're done. Let's process this invoice. So we have this invoice here. It's from Parallel Play. It's for $1,500. Let me show you what this is. Parallel Play is our vendor. $1,500 is our total. So let's go through and fill this out. First step, coder. Coder is you. You are the first step. You want to put in your name. If it comes out not being your name here for some reason, let me know. That's a bug, but just go ahead and choose your name. Okay. Next, put in your approver, whoever your manager is. For some of you managers, I know you guys approve your own documents. So I'm going to say Joe. Joe's my signer. And then the next step is signer. So this is how it goes through the system. Coder, approver, signer. So I'm going to say approver's Joe and signer's also Joe. Okay. So what's the dollar amount? Dollar amount is $1,500. Who's the vendor? For the vendor, we can hit this magnifying glass. And we have a vendor name and we have a search field. So I can just write para and Parallel Play comes up. If the vendor is not in here, say this vendor was Acrobat Systems or something, Acrobats, and it's not here, what you want to do is hit new vendor. So you can write new, and we have a new vendor here. So please don't just write a random vendor name in here and create it in our system. It's that's something that me and Miss Yoon and Joe need to do. So just go ahead and put new vendor, and we will change the vendor later. You're going to tell us what the vendor name is in the comments section. But for now, this is Parallel Play, so I'm going to select Parallel Play. Parallel Play is here. Good. Moving on. Account and project table. All right. So we got account code, project code, and amount. To update these, you want to hit this big button here. These don't do anything. You want to hit this button. So we have account code. You can do a search from here. I'm going to say it is subcontractors. Subcon. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to search by description. So you can search by account number or description. Subcon. There it is, 8010. Double click this. Project code. You can also search. Let's do description, and I'm going to say admin 100. Amount, I'm going to say half goes to admin, and let's say everything else goes to fundraising. Fundraising is 140. That's another 750. Let's update data. Then we have this amount here. If you want to sum it here, you have to double click amount. It's like a little trick. And please make sure the sums match before you process it. All right. So we got 1500, we're good to go. If it's a credit card, you need to hit the credit card type. Actually, you got to fill this out anyway. If it's not a credit card, please hit not applicable. But if it is a credit card, then you hit the proper credit card, and then you hit out the credit card transaction date. If it's not a credit card, you don't need to put that in. Comments. You can put anything you want here. If you need to have a joke for your manager, you can put a joke here. But it's really for two things: new vendors and also the location of shared cost expenses. And any other notes that need to go through the system. And document type, choose the correct document type. We got payment requisition, invoice, credit card charge, and petty cash. Petty cache we will not be using for now. We put it in there just in case in the future we want to use it, but go ahead and ignore it. We're going to process petty cache the same way we have been processing it in the past. Okay, so for this invoice, we are all done here. I'm going to send this on through to Joe by hitting this approve button. Okay, if you're only a coder, if you're not a manager or an approver, you do not need to keep watching. We're all done. But if you are an approver, we're going to go to the next step. This is the review step. So if this is Joe, Joe is going to get an email with a notification saying that there's an invoice in the system for him. So he's going to open up Papersave. He's going to come here to the filter section, and he's going to change the workflow step to review. So this is the second step. So if you're a manager or an approver, you're going to come to review. Then you're going to have a list of documents that need your approval here. So we just sent through this KYCC merch store PP invoice. Excuse me. So we got some things here. We got conversation panel. So if I put any any comments in, it would come out here. We also have an audit trail. So the information on who did what in the previous steps and at what time is all here. And then we got the document profile here. The approver can come in and change all these fields, so you don't have to send it back to be changed by the initial person. You can go ahead and change it yourself. But if I put in the wrong account code, let's say Joe's sick of me constantly screwing up the account codes, and he's like, Dustin's got to fix this. Then he can go over here and hit reject. And then that'll go back to me. I'll get an email notification. But let's say Joe likes this, looks good. Did I forget to hit invoice? I did. Terrible. Okay, this is an invoice. We're going to go ahead and approve. Then it'll go onto the signer. Joe is the signer, I believe. We'll go over here and we'll check the signer position. Okay, signer. By the way, no one's going to be able to see this except for Joe. I can only see it because I'm an admin, but no one else will be able to see it. So Joe comes in here. He likes what he sees. He sees the audit trail, sees the history, sees the information, matches it with here, and goes ahead and approves it. Then it will go on to Miss Yoon for processing. And we're all done. Thank you for watching the Papersave demonstration. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime, and I'll be glad to help you. All right, thank you.